Right, so as you can see, I'm in a wine shop here, and this wine shop is a special wine shop. It's Flagship Wines, and I'm with the proprietor, Julia Jenkins. Hi, Julia.
Hi, Chris.
Lovely to see you. Now, I've been buying wine off you for a while, and I call myself a happy amateur. I love wines. I love wine, but of course, your knowledge of wine goes way beyond anything I could conceive. Just tell me a little bit about your background, because it's really interesting.
Well, actually, the shop is actually the culmination of about 30 years in the wine trade. So
Blimey.
I worked for various companies before as a buyer and marketing manager for Sainsbury's wine department.
Right.
And then once I'd had my second son, decided not to go back to work, so I started my own small mail order business.
Yeah.
As I set up Sainsbury's mail order business while I was there.
Right.
And this is really the end result after we've had the shop now for 10 years.
Well, it's fab, isn't it? I mean, it's like me going into a sweet shop. This, I love it. I just end up spending a fortune in it.
Some people call it an Aladdin's cave,
Yeah.
or as you say, an adult sweet shop.
Yeah.
So they always have a wander around and see what they can find.
No, I didn't believe it, but when I bought some original wines off you, and I know it's wines that are your sort of everyday drinking wines, but you don't find in supermarkets because they don't produce enough wine to be able to sell to them. But then I bought some wines which are a bit more expensive, and I bought some wines which are a bit more expensive than that, and there were some wines that I thought, well, actually, that's really expensive. But at each level, I understood why it was more expensive. And it's kind of your palate changes, and it's amazing, isn't it?
It's your experience, sort of different tastes.
Yeah.
Because you don't really go off, sort of the £6 wine, because they have a purpose,
Yeah.
everyday drinking. But it's nice to be able to evaluate where the value added comes in. When a wine costs you another £10 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you begin to appreciate the differences in taste that actually includes as well.
Yeah, I mean, I had some wines off you. I mean, Gypsy Black's one I really love, and then they've got the next one up, which is the what's it called? The Signature.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which is like, whoa. I mean, we are talking about a £35 bottle of wine there, but for a special occasion, it's just the most amazing wine. And
it's great, isn't it?
To
actually sort of enjoy those things. We actually used that in a tasting. We had somebody from Yalumba here last Saturday, and had a range of wines from their winery. So we started off with a more everyday one, and we finished with the Signature, having sort of two steps in between as well. And people were actually saying, "Wow, this is fantastic." But also, like you, began to realise, that if you spent just under £10, this is what you got.
Yeah.
For another 5 or 10, you got a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
For another, big step up, then again, you've got something much more complex.
Yeah, I mean, and it has taught me a lot about wine. And I mean, in the old days, you buy bottles of wine, and the progressively as you drink them, they become. Your taste changes obviously when you drink wine. That's why they spit it out, isn't it? Because they don't want their palate to change. But when you're drinking like a really good wine and you have one at the start and there's two of you drinking it, to be honest, afterwards it doesn't matter what you drink really, because but it's so much better experience. That first bottle of wine, if it's a really good one, it just sets you up for the evening. It's fantastic. But you don't just do wines. You've got like some amazing sherries, and I'm going to order some stuff today. I'm going to probably pick up over the weekend, but. There's some sherries you do as well, which, I mean, you've got special relationships with certain sherry producers. I mean, there's some really nice sherries. I mean, it makes the stuff that you buy in the supermarket just pales in significance.
Exactly.
Bit more expensive.
I always tell people that you do get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And it's so true with an awful lot of things, and with wine as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can find a bargain, but a lot of the deals that are available in supermarkets are not really deals at all, because
deals. Yeah.
Well, they put the price up to promote it back, unfortunately, and that's actually not just me saying it, but a lot of the well-known wine writers have put it in print over the last sort of 2 or 3 years. So it's buyer beware as ever. If something looks too good to be true, then
it probably is.
Possibly is. But again, our pricing is transparent, and we try and keep it like that so that people feel they understand what the value of the bottle actually is. Otherwise, I feel the integrity of the price of wine is disappearing. A little bit like buying a new kitchen. You never know whether it's a good deal or
absolutely right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up now. I'm going to do another interview with you at some point in the new year, but we can talk about the wine regions that you specialise in. But thanks ever so much for doing this, and come and see Julia's wine shop and buy some wine, because it's awesome. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Chris.
Cheers.